Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to A Different Opinion. I hope everyone's had a lovely weekend. It is now Monday here in Australia. Now let's look at this one here. This one really popped out to me. I really want to show you guys this. This is just insane that this is popping up just before the coronation, obviously. We know that it is more than likely put out by Meghan Markle and their side of the camp, right? To try and, as this guy says in this interview, trying to smooth things out between the families, right? And trying to get one up on them again by saying, I released the name of the person who said the racist remarks to me and you did nothing about it. But in reality, we know what happened. We know that she is lying. We know that the person that actually said things, it was probably never even racist at all. She just took offense to something that was never there. There was no intention of it, and she would have taken offense, and she would have made this whole ordeal about it to get some attention. And it was a good way for her to break away from the family, because Oprah's not going to say no to someone of the royal family, well, married into it, should I rather say, saying that someone said something racist to them. That is just one of the biggest drops, right? We all knew it. We all seen it. And I mean, like 90% of us didn't believe it. Straight away off the bat, we knew, yeah, she's a liar. And because we already knew what type of person she was back then, the narcissism. Now, a couple of years later, now it's resurfacing again. What a funny time as well. Now, before we get into it, please like the video. If you do like it by the end of it, comment as well. Let me know what you think. And also do subscribe if you do want to see future videos. Hit that bell so at least you can see my videos first. Now, let's get into this one. Meghan Markle revealed in-letter identity of royal who made racist remarks about unborn child. The Daily Mirror royal editor Russell Myers says Meghan Markle had revealed the identity of the royal they refused to name who made derogatory comments, racist remarks about their unborn child in a letter to King Charles. Yet again, I call bogus on this. Now, let's watch this real quick, just the first minute and a half of this, and have a listen.
For the last 24 hours or so, about a letter Meghan Markle allegedly wrote to King Charles about racism and unconscious bias after the Oprah interview. What were the allegations? And after this back and forth, what seems to be the actual position?
Well, good evening. Well, you're right. I mean, it doesn't seem, we have 24 hours in royal land rather than there is a row. And we've got a scoop by the Telegraph here in the UK divulging information about this letter that Meghan had sent to Charles. Now, this is in a response to him sending her a letter. If you cast your mind back to about 2021, after Harry and Meghan did that explosive interview with Oprah Winfrey, and those allegations of racism within the royal family, Meghan said she pretty much had felt abandoned by the family and the institution, leading her to pretty much, wanting to take her own life. Things were that desperate. Now, the context of those discussions were apparently that Meghan had revealed the identity of the royal that they refused to name in those conversations, that had made derogatory comments, racist remarks about their unborn children. And, Meghan was certainly not satisfied. Now, I think it's very, very telling that this is sort of coming out now, because we're leading up to the coronation. We don't know the source of this story, but one may wonder whether this has sort of been put out by the Sussex camp in order to try and smooth over the relationships between Meghan and the family.
Of course, like I said, this is the only reason why it'll be there, is because she's trying to get some sort of imaginary power back so she can try and hold something against the family to pretty much get on their good side, right? To try and be like, all right, you know what? Let's just forgive everything that you've done. But in reality, what they have done is unforgettable. And we know that. And it still just annoys me to this day. If someone said something racist to you and you nearly wanted to kill yourself, you would say the name of the person. You wouldn't wait for a letter from the king and then suddenly you send a letter back to say with the name. Because in reality, the king was probably like, what are you doing? Who said what to you? Like, how dare you say these things about the royal family? And then she'd be like, oh, I'm going to have to throw someone under the bus. I'm just going to name some random name here. That's what would have happened. So another one here from Sky News Australia as well. Negotiations over Prince Harry's coronation demands have in part been concluded. Now, one of the big issues, as I've said earlier, was that the court case with the British government about the decision to take his security away is still rumbling on in the background. And it's good, because why would you pay these millions and millions of dollars a year for security for Harry, who turned his back on the people? Why would you want to pay with the money from the UK for someone who doesn't care about the UK, who literally rather calls his homeland people, the people where he's from, who he's supposed to represent, pretty much calling them all racist and bigots.
We spoke last week about Harry and Charles, how they had their heart-to-heart. There's been reports this week there's a bit more in train to mend that relationship.
Yeah, I mean, again, Harry was obviously seeking reassurances and about what that would mean. Certainly his security, where would he be placed within any kind of seating plan? We know he's not going to be in the procession. Now, the reports are saying that he's homesick. He does miss his family, but I think we've seen that already. Certainly with the interviews that he was giving in the lead up to the publication of his book, he was saying, I want my father back, I want my brother back. But it's very hard to see how that marriage is up with his attitude. And that is the issue of doing these interviews, writing this book. And he must have known, surely, that his family would be absolutely devastated at these allegations and claims of their behaviour towards him and his wife. So I certainly think that we'll have to get the coronation out of the way. The family have that to really focus on, and the business for them is certainly not focusing on Harry. It's doing the job in hand, and then, you know, maybe somewhere down the line there'll be some method for reconciliation talk.
And look, I think you're right. I think they do need to get the coronation out of the way first. Do you think that Harry has finally, or perhaps come to realise that maybe some of his actions have contributed to the deterioration in the relationship?
Now, this is obviously a very big question. Before he even answers it, we know what the answer is on this. There is no way he thinks that he did anything wrong. There's no way that Meghan also thinks that they did anything wrong at all to deteriorate the relationship between them and the royal family. Nothing at all. Let's be real. They think that their poop doesn't stink, but in reality, they are the reason for this whole break and this bad relationship between them.
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I think we've asked that question many times, and you know, only he will know. I mean, there's certainly talks from the US side that Harry was satisfied with the way that his book publicity round had gone. He was happy.
Yeah. See, obviously, he doesn't want to answer it either, but we know the truth. Now, and finishing on here, Duchess of York praises King Charles for unifying the family amid Prince Harry and Meghan dramas. Duchess of York has addressed the drama surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan's coronation, RSVP, their decision since leaving the royal family. During the appearance on a Good Morning Britain, Sarah Ferguson urged the public to stop being so cruel. No, I disagree with you there, Miss Sarah. Whatever, you love her or hate her, whatever, I just disagree with her on this. I think that they need to understand that what they're doing is affecting people, all right? It's affecting the family, it's affecting the country, really. So it's a little bit more than just being cruel to someone, because they are being cruel to the public. So the 63-year-old also spoke about her lack of invitation to the historic ceremony on May the 6th, saying that because she divorced to Prince Andrew, you can't have it both ways. The Duchess was affectionate nicknamed Fergie, was asked about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and their choice to publicly criticize the monarchy. But in true diplomatic style, Fergie did not say anything negative about the couple, instead choosing to speak around the question. And I guess that's what most people do these days, right? I guess she's trying to hold herself to a certain level. Good on her for doing that. But yet again, if no one ever speaks out about it publicly, then people will accept this more and more because no one will speak out against it. Only behind closed doors, people will really say what they feel. We know that she behind doors would be like, yeah, these people are disgusting to the family. They shouldn't even be around. On the interview, they'll say, oh, you know, I'll talk around it. I don't want to say anything mean about them because I'm scared of what people will think about me. She then praised how the King and Queen had been leading themselves since the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Fergie also confirmed she was close to the King Charles and Queen Camilla. The great thing about this moment is time is a unity of family, she says. All right, well, I'm going to end it there. Let me know what you think. What do you think about the whole situation, about the letter? Saying, you know, the name of the person who apparently, you know, allegedly said the racist things to Meghan. And then also, what do you think about Harry trying to get back with his family again and just trying to play both sides, really? He's probably just trying to be like, give me the benefits of a royal and I'll keep being friendly to you. But as soon as you say, no, look, you're not a royal anymore, you got to prove that you want to be here, he'll be gone. He'll be in America again and doing his little TV shows and crying about every single little thing again. I'll end it there. Hopefully you liked the video. Please leave a like. It means a lot. Comment as well. Let me know what you think. And subscribe if you do want to see future videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.